Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's call. Tonight is a call about getting you to executive. So I'm recording this so that people that haven't been able to jump on can watch it. And as you can see, it's the festive season here. So it's December 2015 for those of you that are watching after this. So the building blocks and the foundation, actually I'll just introduce myself first for those who may be new to the call and haven't met me yet. My name is Anna Krajicic and I'm a Sapphire Elite based in Canberra. I've been part of this journey for 20 months now, and I've had some amazing success, and so I've got a long way to go, but I've had some great success. I got to Sapphire Elite in just over 12 months, about 13 months. And it's absolutely changed my life because it's given me the freedom, the income freedom. So I have actually replaced more than my full-time residual income, which I had when I was a casual lease executive. And prior to that, I was self-employed in a few different industries. And my husband and I had a business for 18 years in a shopping centre. And nothing has given me the freedom that this business has. So this is truly an incredible opportunity and a journey of a lifetime. It's a very simple business, but it's not an easy one. So those of you that jump on board and you think, wow, I'm going to make $1 million overnight, you're going to be sadly mistaken. Now, a lot of people jump on board with the expectation that money will come in hard and fast, and then they get disappointed because it doesn't work that way. So this business is all about duplication. It's all about what happens in your team and in your downline. And if you may be a good sponsorer. If you've sponsored a lot of people, but your front line is long, but you don't have a business in depth, which means if your people aren't sponsoring and you're not building depth in your business, it's going to be very hard for you to maintain any sort of an income. Okay, so what tonight's call is about the foundational blocks, the building blocks of this business, and the very first rank. So when you join this business, you are an associate if you haven't bought a pack, or you're a distributor if you have purchased a pack. So what happens from there? Okay, so what we do ask you to do is to know where your team leg is. It's really, really important. That's the first thing you have to ask your sponsor. What's my team leg? All right, so you need to then go into your profile and lock placement to your team leg. That's day one. That's what you've got to do, because you've got to start building your business on your team leg. So what we do is we'll ask you to put your first 4 sign-ups into your team leg, and then you will switch, and then you will put people into your opposite leg. Again, you have to go into profile, lock placement to the opposite side, and then you stay on that leg and you build that leg. Now, the reasons of this and everything, we can go into that another time. What we're talking about today is actually just the foundations of starting your business, okay? So essentially, or generally, your 5th enrollment is supposed to then get you to executive. However, sometimes people take a while to enroll, but there is a strategy that you can do to help you get to executive. Now, when you get to executive, you open up your business structure. So you open up your business to now be available to make team commissions. Now, team commissions, of course, it means that your business is building on both sides, and you're accumulating 600 and 300 points, irrespective of what side. They then cash in to give you a $35 cycle team commission. But the sooner you get to executive, it's your first rank, basically. So when you do get to executive, it's kind of like an affirmation that, yes, this works. I've done it. I'm executive. You get congratulated with through your sponsor into our JFire team Facebook page, and you're off and running. You essentially have kickstarted your business. Okay, and not only that, for our uplines to achieve the rank of Sapphire, they need to have 12 executives in their business, and it needs to be a minimum of 3 on one side and the rest can be on the other, or whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as there's a minimum of 3 on one side. So what we want to do as well to help our leaders is to get to executive as soon as possible. Now, let's talk about the options of getting to executive. Okay, so people, it is the hardest thing about a business is to get off the ground. It's just like an airplane. It takes the most amount of energy to take off. All right, so once you started taking off, you're starting to get momentum and you're starting to understand how this business works. Okay, so your first goal is to become executive. Now, how do you do that? How do you become executive? I know that when I first started, this is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to see first whether the products were going to work, if I had a passion about the products, if I was getting results about the products, because then, of course, I would then feel more confident about sharing the products and sharing the experience, which is what I did. But I took that period from when I joined to when I started speaking to people. It was about a 10-day period. So what I was doing in that 10-day period is immersing myself in Jeunesse. So immersing myself in the links, in the YouTube channels, in any information that I could get to help me with my mindset and my belief about this business. Because if you don't have the mindset and if you don't have a belief and if you're not immersed into this business energetically, it's going to be very difficult for you to talk to anybody about it. Okay? Because when you're new, I had this one guy once, this one guy said to me before he joined up, he says, I want to know exactly how you do it before I join. I said, well, okay. I said, you're a hairdresser, aren't you? He said, yes, I'm a hairdresser. I said, great. Let me come to your house. I want to ask you for a pair of scissors and a comb, and I want to know exactly how to do it. He goes, oh, no, it doesn't work that way. Exactly. Okay. So this is a business of evolution. It's a process. If you've had experience in this industry previously, then, of course, you'll get much faster results much quicker. But the majority of people that come on board don't have that experience. So therefore, you need to do the training. You must get immersed into the business. That's what I did. And if you're ever feeling a discord, okay, there's a reason why you joined this business, and you need to tap into that reason frequently. You need to ask yourself, if you're hitting a brick wall, why did I join this business? And you need to then tap into the energy of that and the thought of that. Why did I join this business? Because I look at it from this perspective. When I joined 20 months ago, there was 55 seven-figure income earners. And I remember thinking that was the only thing that kept me holding on, because I could have quit plenty of times. And every single one of those people that go up on the stage or that get recognized, they could probably say exactly the same thing. I could have quit many times because it's tough. But it's the only industry that I know of that can give everyday people, without degrees or without any special achievements or accolades or anything, it can give the everyday person who has the strong enough desire to create the income and the lifestyle of their dreams. Okay, so that's what keeps me here. Because what are your other options? I look at my, what are your options? What's your plan B? If this is your plan A, and if you've got a plan B to fall back on, then it's going to be harder for you to assess or to access your plan A, because you've got your B in the background. I quit the corporate world so that I had no plan B. This had to work. I had no other option. And I'm not telling anybody to do that. That's just what I did because of the timing and everything. Okay, so let's talk about the steps to getting to executive. Now, of course, this is a networking business. So this means you must network. You must talk to people. All right, so how are you going to talk to people? Where are you going to find people? Okay, so I'll tell you how I got to executive. My very first person that I spoke to was simply on Facebook Messenger. It was a woman in America who was also in this industry, but I met her through another company because I was part of another company prior to this one. So I met her in that business, and I know that she was struggling in the other business. So therefore I knew her point of pain, her source of pain. What this business is actually a problem solver. We offer solutions. So we offer solutions to those who want more income. We offer solutions to those who are time poor. We offer solutions for those who are aging and who have aches and pains in their bodies. We offer solutions to people who have skin problems. So what we want to do is we want to identify, just through conversation, we want to identify and find a person's problem, because then we have a solution for it. All right, so it's a bit of a technique. You talk to people, you just chat with people. You don't have to go and attack people with this business. And I was watching Todd Falcone. It was really good. Todd Falcone at the university where they did the Jeunesse University in Sydney, and he was doing a presentation on stage. If you haven't heard of Todd Falcone, look him up, because he's a really big successful person in network marketing, and he has many techniques and videos of training out there. So Todd Falcone, okay? So he was doing a presentation. He goes, when you're talking to someone, he goes, and when you're a network marketer, you know you need to prospect. He said, you know, someone's talking to you and you're just waiting, waiting for your cue of when you can pitch. We don't do that. We don't wait for the cue to pitch our business. We offer solutions when somebody identifies a problem. That's where we then ask lots of questions. So this is what I was doing with this this girl in the US. Well, I was just chatting with her about her business. Hey, how are things going? So I didn't want to pitch. I wanted to wait till there was a window or a door, or till there was an opportunity for me to bring this up. So I was just talking to her about her business and how things going, etc. When you talk about a person and you consistently ask them questions, it's almost like the law of the conversation, I guess. Eventually they'll come to you and they'll say, oh, so well, how about you? What's happening with you? Okay, boom, as soon as that happens, the door's open. And this is how we don't vomit all over people and tell them everything that we're doing. We drop little bits of information to pique interest. So with this girl, for example, she was saying, so how are you going? I said, oh look, I'm going amazing. And then she says, wow, what's going on? I said, look, I have discovered something that I think is probably the most exciting thing I've ever seen. And what do you think someone's going to say when you say something like that? Are they going to go then talk about something else? Hell no. They're going to want, oops, she said she's just discovered the most amazing thing she's ever seen. They're going to ask you because the psychology of humans, we don't want to ever think that we're missing out on something. So if someone says something like that, then straight away someone's going, oh, wow, what is it? I said, well, look, it's adult stem cell technology in anti-aging. And she says, oh, wow, that sounds interesting. And I said, oh, it's incredible. She says, how's it working for you? Are you using it? And I said, yes, I am. And she says, well, how long have you been using it? I said, well, just about 10 days now. She says, are you getting results? I said, look, I sure am. I said, I've been using it on the back of one hand, and when I put my two hands together, I can see a difference. She says, wow, send me a photo. And I said, look, I don't know if it'll come up on a photo. It's only been 10 days. But I got my husband to take a photo, and I sent her the photo, and she says, wow. She goes, you can see the difference. And that was then straight away a light bulb moment went off for me, because I used that then as a tool to further prospect. But she joined me at the Ambassador Pack a couple of days later because she wanted more information. She saw my results. She listened to me talk about something. I found something incredible. Okay. Then I sent her some information, followed up, and she joined with the Ambassador Pack. So when she joined with the Ambassador Pack, boom, straight away, when someone joins your business, straight away your belief in the business skyrockets, because you know it works. And it's just simply rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You just do the same thing over and over again. So this is how I then got to executive. I knew that I needed to talk to one more person. I knew that I thought, well, okay, who am I going to talk to? Where am I going to take this? I rang, and of course I got confirmation that it works, because this girl in America joined with an Ambassador Pack. So therefore I know it works because she saw my results. She's excited. I'm super excited. Who can I share this with? I was just on the edge of my seat, full of energy and so excited. I rang my girlfriend up and I said, hey, Darlene, are you home? She said, yes, I am. I said, can I bring this amazing stuff over? Or I said something like that. I said, oh, look, you've got to see this stuff. She goes, what is it? I said, it's stem cell technology. Can I bring it over? She said, yeah, sure. Because she got caught up in my energy. But if I said, hey, Darlene, how you going? Yeah, how are the kids? Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've got this stuff and it's pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see where it takes me. What are you going to respond to? Your enthusiasm gets people in the door. Your enthusiasm and your excitement, because people want what you've got. That's just like that when Harry Met Sally, that video, that film clip in the restaurant where she goes off, and then that girl goes, I'll have what she's having. People want your energy. They want the excitement that you've got, because not many people are excited about things anymore these days. So I ran over to her house and I said, here, try this. And I got her to try the cleanser. Then I got her to try the serum, and with each one she was like, oh wow, it's beautiful. I know, isn't it amazing? Here, try the day cream. Oh wow. Here, try a bit of the night cream on the back of your hand. Oh wow, that's beautiful. I know, let's get you a pack. Boom. I turned into executive. And I didn't share with her, I didn't tell her about the business opportunity because I knew she wouldn't be open to it. But I knew she would be open to having some amazing products. Now, what we're talking about tonight is just to get you to executive. How can you get to executive? All right. So there's a few different ways to get to executive. Now, I hope you've all got this sheet. I've asked you to print this prospecting sheet. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this in tonight. All right. I'm going to do this. We're going to put some nice music, and I'm going to want you to fill this in, because you can get to executive in 1 week. Easy. If you know what to do. All right. So what we're going to do now, because I had this lady over for training at my house a couple of days ago. All right. And she said, oh, look, I don't have a warm market. No, I want to build like you, which is attraction marketing, all that sort of stuff. I said, yeah, well, that's great. But then when I went through the training with her, when I started to teach her different techniques, different methods about enthusiasm and excitement, and who do you know that takes care of themselves? Who do you know that has their own business? Who do you know that works really hard and they're exhausted? Who do you know that is in their 40s or 50s that you think that they would love to be able to look and feel healthy? Everybody knows people like that. And when I had to create my list initially, this is where I found on my phone, I found hundreds of contacts. And I didn't even realize that, because what we do is we join this business and we're thinking, oh, okay, network marketing, and oh no, it's one of those things, and oh no, people are going to reject me, and people are going to say, oh, you're not with one of those things, are you? Because that's the fears that we have. Okay, that's the fears that I had. And if you listen to Kim Wee, now Kim Wee, she's our highest income earner. She was the first person that joined Jeunesse, so the entire world is in her downline. She makes $400,000 US a month. All right, this business creates everyday millionaires. All right, everyday people can turn into millionaires in this business. So you have to check in with your belief. Now, if before you talk to someone, send a message or something, then you've got to be in that state of excitement. Now, how you can do that is, have you all seen that new video that Jeunesse Global 6 years, or what is it, the amazing 6 years? I know there's a few people that are brand new. If you haven't seen that, ask your sponsor, or go to my YouTube channel, Youth Secrets Revealed. It's on there. Now, that is a 4-minute video. That, every time I see that, I feel like I've just joined. It just energizes me. It just energizes me, and it tells me what I'm a part of. Okay, so now, okay, so what do we do? How do we start prospecting? Now, this is one of the most amazing tools. Okay, now it's in the Files tab of the Dare to Dream team, and I've also put it in the JFire Files tab, but it's called the Ultimate Memory Jogger. All right, this will give you some skills and some tools. Now, in this book, at the front of the book, it's about you remembering people in your life, because what we do is we basically kind of live in the now and we think about the future. We don't really We don't really go back in the past. So if I was to tell you to write a list of 300 people that you've spoken to in the last couple of years, you'd kind of go, oh, I don't think I've spoken to that many, but you actually have. You've spoken to thousands. So this will help you trigger people. Now, anytime somebody gets triggered in your mind, you need to add them to Facebook. Okay, so what we've got to do, because this is a networking business, and doesn't mean you're going to approach them, but if you don't like the person, we don't want to work with them, so we don't have to worry about adding them as a friend. But it's your job to add people to your profile every single day. So you should be adding about 5 new people every single day, because for every one person that you add to your Facebook profile, that opens up your door to another 400 to 500 people. All right. So people can never say to anybody, oh, look, I've got no leads. I've got no contacts. Ultimate Memory Jogger will show you and will help you bring up from memory people that you've had association with. Now, there's 4 ways of approaching people. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss that. Okay, so we have our hot candidates list. Now, this is all from this book too, by the way, and this book comes from this. This is probably the most powerful tool. I speak about this in every single conference, every single webinar that I do or training. It's about $10. Somebody said you can get it on SoundCloud for free. It's Eric Worre's GoPro, and he teaches you the techniques and the language to prospect. Okay. All right, so Eric Worre GoPro, make sure that is in your library of tools for your business. Okay, so we have our hot candidates list. Now, that's our family and our friends. Now, we may not necessarily want to pitch our family and our friends, just like I didn't want to, about the business side. But when you've got to understand the products that we have here, okay, and how are you going to approach people about the products? Okay, so you've got to understand what we have here first and foremost. We have a product that was created by Hollywood's plastic surgeon to the stars, known as the no-cut cosmetic surgeon, Dr. Nathan Newman, who actually created these products just for his clients. So what we have now, based on fate and coincidence of how this happened with Randy Ray, who happened to be his patient. Now, how this happened, this has now turned into a global business, and people are getting incredible results. So, and that's one thing that people don't skimp on. People don't skimp on how they look here. People, oh my God, the Botox industry is massive, even with instantly ageless. Okay, so your hot candidates, your family and friends, who do you know that does take care of themselves? Who do you know that you think that you could run over with your products and show them and say, look, you've got to try this stuff. It's incredible. I've just discovered it. You don't have to tell them you're a distributor. You can just say, that you're building a business. You could just say, look, I found it online. I got connected because I wanted to get the products at wholesale, and oh, look, I love them. I'm using them. All right, so that's one way. So which is leading with the product. So we lead with the products. Okay. Now, attraction marketing is another way, especially when you're brand new. Now, when you're brand new, you've got your existing friends list. So what I do is that when I get a box or a delivery, so anybody that hasn't got their pack yet, you'll get a delivery to your door. Okay. What you do is I do selfies, and that's just come as an evolutionary process as part of this business, because people want to know what you're doing. People like, that's why reality TV is so massive. People are voyeuristic. They love looking into people's lives. Okay, so what you're going to do is put on a show for people and show them your life. Now, when your box comes in, you grab that box and you do a selfie with that box saying, oh my goodness, it's arrived. And how many of your friends do you think will say, what's arrived? Because remember, people are afraid that they're going to miss out. Okay, so that use attraction marketing, because then that opens your door. As soon as someone says, what is it? Then you would, especially if they're in your area, you would message them back and say, oh my goodness, I've got to show you this. And then you message them privately or call them and say, hey, when have you got 15 minutes? I've got to bring this stuff over. You've got to see it. That's it. Okay. So when we don't send webinars to people initially. We never send a link without asking permission first or piquing some sort of interest. And when you pique someone's interest, that's when you send them usually something very short. So I used to when I started off, all I would send people was that Dr. Newman's video, that 2-minute video, that NBC television or whatever it was, how he was getting that jaw reconstruction, how he did that patient. That's what I sent. Then I sent that 2-minute, the 2-minute, what's it called? The stem cell technology to show the Petri dish and all that sort of stuff. That's all I showed. And then before and afters, boom, that's it. Now, and there was no instantly ageless when I started. So now you can find an instantly ageless video, and if you pique someone's interest, you can say, oh my goodness, you've got to see this. You've got to see this. It's incredible. Send them that video after they've given you permission. So that's when you pique interest. Now, when you've piqued interest, you have to follow up. Now, because they say the money is in the follow-up. Now, I learned as well the hard way. I didn't really have anybody coaching me on this level, so I had to learn the hard way. And I lost so many leads because I didn't understand about the following up process, because it's in the follow-up. People will not generally chase you for the sale. You have to actually follow them up. Hey, so-and-so, usually before you send a video actually, or any sort of video, hey, listen, I've got something to send you that's 4 minutes long. How soon will you be able to watch it? And you do not send anything until they reply. If they say tomorrow, I'll be able to watch it tomorrow. Great. What time tomorrow can I send it? So you take control of your information, because this is what people are doing. They're sending the links, they're sending the information, and then they're trying to follow up because the person didn't say when they're going to watch it. Then they're trying to follow up. The person's not responding, and then they end up feeling like they're pestering the person. So we don't send anything without the permission first and the time when they'll be able to watch it, because that's when you send the link. Great. And you just say, look, it's going to take 6 minutes, or it's going to take 4 minutes, or something short to pique their interest. All right. So then there's 3 other approaches. There's the direct approach. Now, the direct approach is when you are considering this person for your business, and if you know that they may be entrepreneurial. Okay, if you know somebody that's a couch potato, they sit on the couch all day with their legs up. They have no drive, no career prospects, or no big future. And if you approach them about this business, you'll probably be shocked. You know that they will not accept that graciously. So you make sure that the people that you're prospecting, they don't have to be go-getters, but they can't be people that are negative. People that are negative and cynical, they're hard to prospect. Okay, so just protect yourselves. Negative and cynical people you can prospect when you start having success, but not when you're trying to get to executive. All right, so we're just talking about finding 2 people. Now, what I want you to do for this month, I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to give you homework, but we're going to do that in a second, just after we go through these. So the direct approach is if you know someone's source of pain. Okay, so here's out of the script. So the direct approach for someone, this is for someone you know that hates their job. Okay, so you would say, hey, you know, ring up so and so, or message so and so. Usually ring up is more effective. When you told me, hang on, what is it? When you told me that you hated your job and you're looking for something else, were you serious, or were you just kidding around? Okay, if they say no, I was just kidding around, then you might not want to prospect them. Okay, but but you find that source of a person's pain. Hey, when you told me that you were sick and tired of your boss, were you serious, or were you just kidding around? All right, so that's one aspect. That's called a direct approach. Here's another direct approach. Hey, I think I found a way for us to boost our cash flow. Do you think they're going to ignore that? No, they're going to say, oh, okay, what is it? If you know that someone has a cash flow problem. Okay, so and this is another direct approach. Hey, look, I found something you really need to see. Because people, again, are afraid of missing out. So you would talk to someone. You can send someone just a message. Say, hey, so-and-so, how have you been? I haven't spoken to you for ages. But listen, I found something that you really need to see. That's it. That's your pitch. You do not go into someone into a conversation or a message and say, hey, listen, I found something you really need to see. It's adult stem cell technology. It's network marketing. And look, we've made a whole lot of 7-figure income earners around the world. I've just joined. It's going to cost you this. No, that's vomiting on someone. When you do that, they will run away from you so quickly. So does that make sense? Hey, I found something you really need to see. That's it, full stop. And then there's a whole pile of direct approaches. It's in that book, okay? So indirect approach. Now, indirect approach is, so the indirect approach is as if you're asking someone. You could say, hey, listen, I've just joined something that I think is absolutely incredible, but look, I'm a bit nervous about it and I really trust your opinion. Would you mind taking a look at it and just tell me what you think? Just tell me if you think I'm doing the right thing. Okay, because that's all you need to say. Because if they come back to you and say, "Oh, hell, it's one of those things. Stay away from that." Well, there's not going to be someone probably that you can further a conversation with, but they'll be watching you on Facebook. Okay, does that make sense? Because if you send someone like that 4-minute video and you're saying to someone, hey, listen, I really need your advice because I really respect you and your opinion. You're a really successful business person. If I sent you, look, I've just joined something and I really, really need your opinion. Would that be okay? But you don't send it until they give you the permission. So that's called the indirect approach. Asking someone for their opinion about what you're doing, not offering them anything because it's safe. You're not throwing something, you're not offering them something. Now, super indirect approach. Super indirect approach is when you're asking someone, hey, listen, okay, hang on, I'll read one. Look, this is a super indirect approach. Hey, look, the business I'm in clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know that's ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about an idea about adding more cash flow to their lives? Because it's not approaching them, so that their defenses aren't up. Because then sometimes people turn around and say, well, me, I'm ambitious and I want more money in my life. What have you got? All right, so that's just to give you some ideas, 3 or 4 different ways. So you lead with the product, you lead with the direct approach, someone that you can talk to directly and that you're comfortable with, or you can lead with the indirect approach, asking for someone's advice about what you're doing, or you can do with the super indirect approach, which are all the scripts are in there. Okay, so that's to kind of get you started. Now what I want you to do, because most people don't do this, and I never did this at the start either. I would only respond and talk to people that would pop into my mind or someone that I saw on Facebook. I didn't actually create a list. So what I'm going to do is, everybody got their sheet? Now what I want you to do, there's 10 spaces on here. I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to give you about 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, so this is for the people that have just started, that aren't executive, because this is going to help you. Because I was sitting here with that other girl the other day. All of a sudden, after she told me that she has no warm market, all of a sudden, all these names, she'd go, oh, this person, and then she'd write that person's name down. Okay? When you get in the flow of this business and the belief of this business and what you know you need to do, things are going to start coming your way. Now, before we do this, there's one really, really important thing that you need to do. I need you to get a piece of paper and a pen, a spare piece of paper, or like if you've got a Post-it note on somewhere on your desk, grab a Post-it note. So everybody's ready with their little Post-it note. Now, this is for those who aren't executive, but if you are executive already, you can do this to the next stage of where you need to go. Okay? Now, what I want you to do, because when you write things down, it kind of means you've made a commitment to yourself and to the universe, or whatever you want to call it. All right? Now, I want you to write this down. I am so happy and grateful that I am executive in capital letters. And then I want you to date it. So now I want you to be open and honest with yourself. By what date will you be executive? Now, this is you making a contract to yourself, a statement of belief. I'm so happy and grateful that I am executive. What date? If you already are executive, okay, what's your next? Jade, Pearl, whatever. Write down that date. Now, be realistic as well. You could say, well, if you want to say, look, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm executive tomorrow. What's today? Today's the 13th. If you want to say 14th of December, well, you've got 10 people to contact tomorrow. Okay, so be realistic with the amount of time that you have and the amount of energy that you've got now, especially before Christmas. But this can happen really quickly. Okay, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm executive. Alrighty. Okay, now, and then you have to peel that off or put it somewhere where you can see it every single day. Put it on your fridge, on your bathroom mirror, on your desk, on your computer, wherever. Okay. Great. So that's the first step. Next, we're going to do this. So get your little prospecting contact list. And I want you to, I'm going to put some music on. I want you to fill in 10 names. Let them come to you. Who do you know that you would like to work with? Who do you think it'd be fun to work with? Who do you know that takes care of their appearance? Who do you know that's a go-getter? Who do you know that works with high commission in a high commission business? Hold on a second. Whoops. Okay, I can't mute. Okay. So, okay, start writing, guys. Once you start doing the flow, when things start coming out in flow, all of a sudden ideas, people, all sorts of different things will come to mind. It doesn't mean you're going to contact these people, but just get them out. Let's just get them out onto paper, because from this it triggers more people, more names, more ideas, more thoughts. Who would you feel comfortable approaching? Who do you think will benefit from these products? Who would like to be part of a team? Who's fun and bubbly? Let people's names just fall out onto paper. And if you've got more than the 10, turn the page over. If you had a business, who would you invite to be on the CEO board with you of your business? One more minute. Okay, guys. All right. So this is just the process of getting names out. Okay, so you can print yourself a whole pile of these and staple it together, because this is supposed to be a growing document, okay, of names all the time. But it's also in this. Oh, hit my nose. It's also in this as well. Okay, so if you wanted to print this whole book, I mean, that's the ultimate memory jogger. It is pretty thick, but it's a useful tool. Okay. So now what are we going to do with those? Okay, so we're going to approach them somehow. Now you can either do like what I did now, but to get to executive. Now, look, I've had other team members just to get to executive that have signed up their parents, okay? Now this is the cheating way, all right? Now you can cheat to get yourself to executive. You can sign up your partner, you can sign up your daughter, you can sign up your I don't know, anything you like, right? You can sign up your partners for product purchases, but not for business building. But this is just to get you to executive. One left, one right. Do you have an aunt? Do you have a sister? Do you have a sister-in-law? Who do you know that's in a close circle that would enjoy that? Who do you know that can do you a favor? Who do you know that would do this for you? And they don't even have to buy a pack. They can just buy 2 serums, 2 reserves. They can buy any products to the value of 100 CV, which will qualify you. However, with the month of December, you've got that $1 sign up with extra free products. So who can you approach? Who can you approach to help you to get to executive? And if you believe in the products, you won't mind doing that because they're going to get great benefit. Plus, there's also the 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, so if you're struggling finding business builders, if you're struggling to find, this is just about getting you to executive. If you do find someone that says, look, I'm keen on the business, but look, I'm happy to just try the product, you put them in your team leg. But if you've got someone, for example, if you can find someone like your mother or your father might want 2 boxes of reserve, or an auntie is happy to wants to try the skincare just to help you out, okay? So this is kind of like almost like asking for favors. But that's okay, because you can't have a successful business asking for favors the whole time, but you can to get you kick-started. All right, so this is just about how do I get to executive? as quick as possible. Now, the person that you get that you know will not be building the business and that you know is just doing it to help you out as a favor, for example, they need to go into your personal leg. So write that down. Like the favor person, the mother or the aunt or the cousin or the whatever who's just happy to try the products because they see that you're so excited about them, they go into your personal leg. Remember, you must know which is your team leg. Really, really important. So you put them down into your personal leg. Lisa, can you share a story about how you signed up a potential huge business builder? I want you to listen to Lisa's story because this is how. Can you talk, Lisa?
Yeah, I'm just unmuting myself, just signal the TV in the back.
Okay, great.
So can you
I'll share Lisa's story because Lisa's only been in for a few months, but she found this one person that can revolutionize her business, and I'll let her share the story of how she got this person on board, okay?
Okay. So I just decided to I was a slow builder, but I started to really get committed a couple of months ago, and I attended a couple of power sessions. They were actually interstate, and just to get some, I guess, what's the word, motivation. And I just wanted to speak to a lot of people that have been in the industry already and speak to different people, get different advice and speak to people. And I was pretty pumped after these seminars. It really, I got a lot out of it actually. And I was on a flight, got on the flight on my way home after day 3, on a flight from Melbourne, and there was a spare seat next to me and a young Vietnamese lady on the window. And we were actually just about to descend, and she had a little boy in the row in front actually, and we struck up conversation, and I just asked where she was from and where her heritage was, and she said Vietnam. And I just instantly said, we've got a huge market, our company's got a huge market in Vietnam. And she then said, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a part of Jeunesse, and they have a skincare range. Have you heard of them? She said, oh, yes, I have. She said, I'm actually a cosmetic doctor, and I own 2 clinics in Melbourne. Now, instantly I thought she just would like the products to use in her clinic. And I shouldn't have done that because, as Angela Licenti has since told me, never assume. I went straight to product user, but she was actually interested in the business side of it as well. So, we just had a chat about that, and I just said, I've got to get this Instantly Ageist video to you to have a look. And I sent the links to her and called her after a few days after she'd had a chance to watch them. And she was actually going to be on the Gold Coast a couple of weeks after that flight. So I said, she actually suggested to me, let's catch up for a coffee and have a chat. So we did, and I actually brought my sponsor, Jacqueline, who's been in the business a bit longer, and she came along with me because I wanted that support, and I knew she'd have questions that I wouldn't have been able to answer as well. So we both went along, and she was excited about it. She bought the ambassador pack, and she's very serious about the business, and her game plan is to really go hard at it next year. But I'm feeling really positive that she was just a quality, a high caliber person. And like Anna's saying, you only need a few people, good quality people, to really build your business. It's about the quality of people, not the quantity. So, and it's interesting. Yes.
Sorry, go ahead. You go.
Yeah. So, I was happy with that.
Okay,
yeah.
So here, did you hear the opening line that Lisa gave her? It was a peak interest line. She said, "Oh, our company's got huge business in Vietnam, in your country." Oh, really? Because nobody would stop at that. That's peaking interest. Get it? You peak by peaking interest. She said, "Oh, wow, our company's huge in Vietnam," and that then opened the door to conversation. She has 2 cosmetic clinics in Melbourne. Incredible. Chance meeting. But that wasn't a chance meeting. Lisa went out of her comfort zone, spent the money to travel from the Gold Coast to Sydney, where I met her that night, to be involved and to be part of that energy of a power session. Then she went to Adelaide. Is that right? You went to Adelaide too, Lisa?
I went silly that. Yeah, it was a bit overkill, but I got a lot out of it, and because it was different, obviously different people at each town, and big leaders speaking, and I spoke one-on-one with a lot of them, and it just got me really motivated. And I just, like you said, I had that energy. I got on the flight, and it just sort of, I don't think it would have spilled out of me like that if I hadn't gone to those meetings, but it just sort of, I was on a bit of a high, and out it came.
Lisa would not have made that contact if that was just an ordinary flight and she didn't go to a power session. That's the importance of being around and around motivation, speakers, people who have what you want. You must be around those people because it will permeate into your being, and that is a perfect reflection of that chance meeting after a power session. Jacqueline, do you want to share your story quickly, how you got to executive? Jacqueline's from the Gold Coast. You're not unmuted, Dal. Yeah, now you are.
I'm trying to think who my first people were. Oh, that's right. So my first sign up was a lady who was actually a florist, and she actually rang me about. Well, actually, she didn't ring me. I got wind of someone had recommended her to me for calling her because she was looking for a makeup artist, and I got on the phone straight away, and we actually got talking more about my stem cell anti-aging products than we did about flowers and makeup. So I pretty
How
much...
did you bring that into the conversation though?
Do
you remember? And who was your second one? How did you get to executive? Warm market?
My second one, sorry, my executive, yes, was warm market, yes. But my one that got me to executive is an experienced 10-year network marketer. So after signing up on my team leg, all those different people and all those different caliber of people, including Lisa, through gaining experience of doing that, I was able to then prospect better to the experienced network marketer. And then I got to executive through that as well. Awesome. And she actually turned around and told me, Jacqueline, you're pretty good because I asked you some pretty tough questions and you bypassed the answer and made it more positive so that I'd be like, okay, can we come back to my actual question? And she said that she just got hooked. So she didn't have any other option but to sign up with me because of how it's changing my life and my family's life, and the energy, like you're saying, and I know the energy that you push out into the world, people notice, definitely.
If you're excited, people will be excited because they're going to want what you want. Now, Rick and Nella, how did you get to executive?
Okay, so we just unmuted. We started off with somebody who was one of our girls here that was sharing the house. We showed it to her, and we were only in it for about 3 days at that time. She got quite keen on it and said, yeah, I'll give it a try. So that was an instant sign up. We actually signed up 5 people on the left leg before we put somebody on the right.
Hang on a second. Everybody has different legs. So you talk about 5
legs.
Okay.
Yeah, so sorry. Our business leg, we signed up 5 on our business leg first. The first 2 were just chance people who walked in and we showed and they went, yeah, love it, going to do it. So, I mean, you just got to talk, show the people, be excited, make people interested in the product, because it is like you said before, Anna, it is about the product. The product sells itself. It is unique, and just talk the product, and then if they're interested, then you move on to the possibility of the business plan.
But can I say something too? If you know anyone who's struggling or hates their job or is really looking for something different, this is what you've got to offer them, because it's the way to go. It's the way to go to help someone get out of their miserable, horrible situation.
Yeah. We know a few people like that.
We know a few people like that, and
a few people are online right now, actually, and so they're all doing what we want to do. We want to achieve this new lifestyle.
We want to take this all the way to the top, and we want to take them with us.
Max, are you executive yet? Max is from the Central Coast. He doesn't know how to unmute. I'm not sure. Is he executive yet? Are you executive, Max?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I've got 4. I've done the same as Rick.
Team leg.
But
Okay.
4 people on the front line, and
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think the 5th one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So we do ask you to put 4 people, your first 4 on your business leg. However, like what I did, I just targeted a product user. I wanted to get to that rank ASAP. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want it to be my 5th. If you don't want it to be your 5th, then you look for someone that's going to get a benefit from these products, because it's amazing. And one story I'll share with you. When I was in Macau, now that was my first international conference. That was China in August to September last year. You know, the leaders tell you to attend every event. I haven't missed one because the leaders tell me to. And now I know that that's so important, because it helps me with my mindset and my belief. Every time you go to one of those things, you just get this massive injection of belief, even bigger than you had before. So this guy was on stage. He was being congratulated. I don't even know who he was, but he was being congratulated for turning diamond. And he got the microphone to say a speech. And the very first thing he said was, I would like to thank whoever that person was for having the courage to give me that phone call that's changed my life. And ever since then, that is one of my motivational triggers, because you never know whose life you're going to change. You don't, whether it's physically or financially. What we have here, we can't. It's actually criminal to hold it, to keep it to ourselves. But that's something that you'll learn as you learn the language. So now for your homework, hopefully you've got 10 names. It doesn't mean you have to contact all of them, because you might think of some other names in the meantime. But from now to the end of the month, 10 people. You've got to reach out to 10. I mean, if you want to do 20 or 30, that's great. Go for it. You've got to reach out. Find a way to reach out. If you're not sure, message me. If you want a one-on-one, a bit of a chat, a bit of a coaching session, give me a call or message me on Facebook. If you're not friends with me, add me as a friend, and I'll help you with that. Let's get you to executive. Let's help then in turn, when you get to executive, you're helping the people who sponsored you, you're helping them get to Sapphire. Okay, Sapphire is the first leadership level. Okay, guys? So get cracking with your homework. You have to talk to people, whether it's strangers on Facebook that you've just met or warm market. You have to find a way to reach out to people. Okay, guys? So thanks so much for coming along on this call, and let's get you to executive. Yay!